Okay, so our next notebook sample is the 12 gore design variations. You can just choose one of the variations, it's fine. So by now you've already done the 4-panel gore skirt. So when you look at the 12-panel one, it might feel a little intimidating, but I actually think it's quite simple. And you can definitely handle it, and maybe you'll even think it's easier than the 4-panel one. So what they do, I think, is very logical. They get the waist of the model, they add an inch for ease, and they get the hip, and they add 2 inches for ease. And then they also get the center front hip depth, so like the distance between the waist and the hip. How much lower is the hip from the waist? What's that measurement? Looks like they're suggesting 9 inches. So you have to figure out how your length yourself of your model, so you can measure just from the waist to your model's ankle to figure out the length. And that's the A to B line. And then you're going to mark the center front hip depth. So again, the length of where the hip goes. And then you're going to add the waist and the hip measurement that you recorded and divide it by 12, because we're going to do 12 panels. So you'll have a waist measurement and a hip. And that's how wide A will be for the waist and how wide C will be for the hip. And then they say, you just kind of draw it, fill it in. And they say they have the abdominal measurement. They say it's an 1/8 inch less. I don't even think that's a big deal. I guess it's closer to the hip than it is to the waist. But I don't know if they say where D is, like how low it goes. Maybe you have to get that measurement yourself too. But you're basically just drafting, this panel that you'll sew 12 pieces of. But then to get the flare, you're going to figure out where the knee is. So if this right here is the hip, the knee is going to be a little bit lower, maybe halfway down. And whatever you decide where the knee is, they just picked A right here. You can see it's like, if this is the hip depth, and it's a little bit higher than halfway, you measure from A to B, and then that should be your length for your flare. That way, because it's all the same length, it should fall with a straight hem parallel to the floor, and you'll just curve it automatically. And that's it. So theirs happened to be 5 inches. Maybe you shoot for 5 inches also. Okay, so I've never drafted this in Clo before, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. And I think this video should be hopefully handy for whether you're doing it by hand or on the computer. So let's see here. So I have my model, and now if you are using the book, you can look up model measurements. I think it's at the end of chapter 2, and pull from that as well. Or you can, and then just do it on half scale. Okay, so it looks like my model's waist, I'm gonna call it at 31. Well, I guess I'll just write it down. I can use a calculator. So 31.187, and then the hip. What do we got here for her hip? I can't quite see it. Oh, there we are. 41.784. And then the center front hip depth is going to be this purple line here, which is 7.77. Do I want to do the abdominal? I guess maybe I should try to figure out her abdominal. So to do that, can I break this guy? I think I have to get one of my measuring tools to do that. What's this guy do? Oops. Okay, let's try this. I click here. Click here. What do we get? Oops. Okay, looks like it's I'm gonna give it 3.5 because 4.8, that's rounded. So 3.5 for the ab depth. Okay, let's see here. I don't need that anymore. Let's get out of there. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use the 2D for right now. And I think I'll just I'll start with a rectangle to get started. Okay. Oops. There we are. Oops. Uh-oh, that's not what I want to do. Okay. So the width of it, I'm going to do the as wide as my hip because that's going to be the widest part. Oh, I'd have to divide it all by 12. I forgot to do that. Okay, so I have 31. It's clear. Try that again. Okay, 31.187 plus 1 inch ease equals divided by 12 equals. So for my waist, I have each gore is going to be like 2.682. I can do 3 decimals in Clo. Okay, but the hip is going to be 41.784 plus 2 inches ease divided by 12. Cool, so that's going to be 3.64. I'll round up to 9 since it only goes to 3 digits. Okay, so and I didn't figure out the length. I wonder if I have to go back and do that. Let me say cancel. So let's go back to our 3D girl. And let's get some tape right here. Click. I'm going to make it, 36 inches to start. 36. I mean, it could be 35. Maybe I'll do 30. I'm going to make it long. Let's do 36. So 36 inseam for me. Okay. 2D. Okay, so I'm going to click one time with my left mouse. The width I'm going to make my hip measurement, which I calculated to be 3.649. And then the height is going to be the length of it, which I decided was going to be 36. Okay, there we go. 36. Okay. Just move this right here for now. Okay, so now I'm going to figure out where my ab depth will be. So I'm going to select this, right click. I'm going to say offset as an internal line. And my abdominal depth, what did I get for that? 3.5. Okay. And then I'm going to do my hip depth. So offset as internal line. My hip depth was 7.77. Okay. And then let's see here. It's the easiest way to do this. I'm going to change this length to my waist. So I'm going to hit both so it comes in evenly from both sides. And I'm going to change it to my calculation of 2.682. Let's try that again. 2.682. Okay. Great. And then, maybe I will change this length right here for my ab. It's supposed to just be 1/8 inch less than my hip measurement. So let's get our calculator up for that one. Our hip was 3.649, so I'm just going to say minus 0.125, which is 1/8 inch. So this should be 3.524. 3.524. Okay, so right click it, change length. We're going to do both ends so it's even. 3.524. Okay. Also going to right click it. And what if we do add point to intersection? I think that's what I like. Oh, extend and trim and add point. There we go. Okay, is that still the right length? No. Okay, so I'm going to right click it again. Change length to 3.524. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. I'll say okay. Okay, it looks like I'll just have to manually move this. Maybe if I lock this guy, lock that. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now I also think I should make it a curved line. Let's see if that's allowed. Okay, object. I'm going to unlock everything. What should I do with this internal line? Oh yeah, okay, pattern. I want the pattern, and then I want to right click it. Okay. I guess I don't need this internal line. What if I delete it? Oops. I just want this to be curved. There we go. Ooh. Oh no. Say that one more time. Convert to curve? Ooh. What? Nope, I don't like that. I guess we'll just leave it like that for now. It's kind of funny. Maybe I could... It's a little bumpy. No, okay. Undo. Okay, so you know what I could do is, I would love to actually cut this in half even and work on the half scale so that it's symmetrical. So I'm going to click this, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to split it in half. Say okay. And I'm going to do that again for the bottom. Okay. Oops, try that again. There we go. Right click, split uniform into 2. Okay. And then I'm going to hold on to this guy. And this one, and this, and just delete it. Okay. Then what I want to do is I'm going to offset this as a reference line. Clone as reference line. Okay. And I just want to smooth out this curve a little bit. I can't figure out the easiest way to do that. That looks terrible. It's not correct. So yeah, XX. Let it undo. Okay. Maybe. Just screen. Yeah. There we go. I think that's all I want to do. Just so it's a little bit smoother. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and that's my reference line, so you can see. Okay, cool. Now if I select the center front, I can unfold it. Do I want to do symmetric sewing? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm just going to say unfold. Okay, cool. So now I need 12 of these and I have to sew them together. Before I do, I want to figure out where my knee is, and I guess it's about here. So I'm just going to add a point. Okay, you know what? I'm going to bring it. I'm going to say edit undo. There we go. Okay. I'll say right there. And then I'm going to figure out this length. Okay, so it's 13.482. I'll put that down. And I want to bring out this measurement's about 5 inches. Okay, this is roughly 5 inches, and I want this. Okay, I'll just do this because it's about 5 inches, and I'll change this length to be not the start. I'll change it at the end to be. Let's see here, 13.482. Okay, cool. And then I should probably curve this a little bit. Let's see. I don't know if I do need to curve it or not. Let's look at, oh yeah, maybe I'll curve it after I open it up. Okay, well, I don't know. Let me try. What happens if I make you curved? There we go. Okay, so now let's open this guy up. Unfold. Cool. Okay, that looks good. So we need 12 of these, and we're going to sew it together. Okay. And that's really the pattern. So here I go to try and sew it together. Oh my gosh. This is where it's going to be hard. Okay. So copy paste. Copy paste. And paste. Okay, there's 6. Those are all for the front. I don't really know where to put the back ones. I guess I'll put them right here. Okay, so now let's sew them together. Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh no! We don't want a cross line. Okay. Let's do these all together. This will be really interesting if this is successful. Okay, front and back. I guess I will have you sew to you. And then you can sew over here. Oh my gosh, okay. This will be interesting. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Why don't I select this? Okay, let's get the arrangements out. I guess I'll go here, and I don't think that's gonna work. Right? What a mess. No. Okay. What if I just move you? Yes. And then how can I rotate you? Whoopsies. We'll do no more arrangements. Oh, come up. There we are. Okay. I want to reverse this guy. Whoopsies. Okay. Yeah. Flip horizontally. What happened? Nope. I did one of them. All to move. How can I rotate you? Reverse arrange. Flip normal kind of scares me. Let's try it. I wonder if that's going to mess up all my stitching. Let's find out. Oh, yeah, no, it's okay. Okay, what about this? Who are you getting sewn to? That's, I think, not good. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, so then we'll delete that. So you can be deleted. You can be deleted, and you can be deleted. Same with this. Okay. So you can be sewn. You. Okay. Okay. Oh. Don't really know if this will work or not. Let's find out. Here we go. Okay, simulate. Our hand's totally gonna get stuck, huh? Oh, kind of worked, almost. Okay, pause. What happened? Hand Z, hand Z, hand Z. Interesting. Okay, all of those are selected, so let's scoot them closer to her. Okay. All right. I thought we had our stitch lines here, right? Yeah. Okay, let me see. Cool. Yes. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the grabby grab to see if I can get her hands released. There we go. Yes, that worked. Yes. Okay, it's just a little big on her, which I'm not surprised because that was a lot of ease. A really lot of ease. So it's like totally falling off her waist. I don't know why they wanted so much ease. It's very low on her. There's her gore. Does that look like the illustration? I don't know, the illustration's a little flared. It's a little tighter and a little higher. Maybe if we like gave her a waistband, we should do that. Maybe just to pull it up, I don't know. Pull it up on her. Yeah, anyways, I think this is ready for a fitting. Maybe things that I would fit is, I might move the flare up higher. Let's do. Try this. There we go. Unsimulate. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to select just these little points. I just move it. How much higher am I going? $17.58. Let's see if I can remember that. I should have just selected all of them. Duh. Let me try that again. Edit undo. Click this. Hold shift. Okay. There we go. I'm just eyeballing it. There's that. And then, oh gosh, the waist. I want it so much smaller. I guess I could click each one of these little pieces. Maybe just hit the little arrow. One time, 2 times. Okay, I only did it to the front. There we go. At least it's up higher on her. Yeah. Down a little. There we go. Get this on our model the right way. Okay. Just a little bit high. There we go. A little bit high on the back. There we go. Okay, it's on her better. Okay, I almost wish it went in more around her legs because I feel like the illustration's so dramatic and ours is pretty straight. So what if I take all these little dots and I move them in, just like I did for the hip and waist. So it's kind of like I'm just removing all of the ease that I initially added. Let's see what happens. 1, 2. 2. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's kind of fun. Yeah. And then we could add more flair. Now we're getting somewhere, right? It's looking a little bit more like illustration. Okay, let's get this guy. Hold shift. Oops, no, not you. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want a flare. Oh, that acted weird. That did not quite work. I wonder if I should space all these apart because they're like overlapping. Okay. I click you. Can I do this at the same time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, 4, 5. What's kind of fun is like I'm designing just by looking, not by following the measurements. Cool. What if we gave it like a really stiff fabric? Would that make it like poke out more? It's muslin right now, which is kind of stiff. Okay, what if I did something crazy? I want to make it even more flared. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh gosh, it's going to overlap. Hopefully that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. That's quite the skirt. Look at her. Let's look at the library of fabric. Heavy twill? Oh god, how am I going to do this? And select all of this. I think it did it. Okay. Oh yeah, kind of changed it a little. Cool. Okay, anyways, I could keep playing with this for a while. There we are. There's our 12 panel gore. It wasn't too rough, actually. So, voila.